What effort is being made to enable Ghana have access to the COVID vaccines, which is so badly needed by all countries? What effort is your ministry making, given that it's abroad, dealing with institutions abroad, dealing with global institutions responsible for healthcare delivery and financing of healthcare, and the situation of developing countries? What effort are you making?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. This question, like the Honorable Member said, does not apply directly to my ministry. However, because we do not produce vaccines here, definitely efforts must be made by the country to procure vaccines outside. Also, we belong to ECOWAS. And in ECOWAS, we have the West African Health Organization. We also belong to African Union, and under the African Union also, we have the African CDC. And therefore, efforts that are being made internally with countries that produce vaccines, and also efforts are being made collectively within ECOWAS under the West African Health Organization, and also efforts by the African CDC.
My second question. We read in the media and followed through the campaign of Ghana to support our ambassador, former ambassador to the UN, Excellency Martha Pobi, to become the vice chair of the AU. But last week, somewhere, I read that she withdrew her candidature at the last minute. Some of us were looking at a lot more of our diplomats occupying very important positions globally and also at the AU. Could you give us do you have any indication why she withdrew? Because I know we are very much interested in getting some of our candidates in place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. It is a fact that we do not have enough Ghanaians in international positions, and this is one of the priority areas for me since I became the Minister for Foreign Affairs, when I was Minister for Foreign Affairs. The candidature of Martha Pobi was a candidature that we were also proud of, because as the first woman PR in New York, she did a great job. And so we were all looking forward to having her at the African Union. It is for that reason that we put her candidature up. However, the candidature to the African Union for any country is the candidature for ECOWAS, in our case. So it is ECOWAS that puts forward the candidatures, or even though it comes from member states. The heads of states, in their wisdom, and this was a very difficult decision for them to take, that several countries had put forward candidatures. However, ECOWAS only had 2 candidatures as commissioners or 1 as vice president. Heads of states consulted each other and decided that peace and security was one of the issues that was of prime importance and concern to them. And also, we live in COVID times, and therefore, Commissioner for Health, Humanitarian was also another position that could directly impact our region. And so there was a lot of back and forth. Some countries had presented candidates for education, some had presented candidates for macroeconomic investment, some had presented candidates for energy, but in the end, the decision was that we should push for 2 commissioner positions for ECOWAS in these priority areas so that it would impact not just the continent, but also our region. So that was why that decision was taken. And at the very last minute, it wasn't just Ghana that withdrew its candidature, but it was other countries as well who had to withdraw their candidates. Thank you.
Let me ask, what is being done to protect female domestic workers in the diaspora, if I might put it that way? How many were evacuated back home? And if you would know, how many are still remaining and would need help? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, as a woman for 4 years, sitting in the office of Foreign Minister, not a week went by where I was not horrified by stories of Ghanaian domestic workers in the Middle East, Gulf countries, it is something that I can say was one of my very low points, because you have these young women who go in search of greener pastures, so to speak. Many of them are deceived by unscrupulous agents, even when there's been a ban on these agents to take the young ladies out of the country. There's an underground operation going on in all our regions, recruiting these young ladies, some under the pretext of taking them to become teachers, for them to get to their destination only to find out that they are, in quotes, in slavery. Honorable Chair, many of them end up so traumatized, and I'm sure many of you have heard on radio accounts at the airport when they came of how they were treated, how they were violated sexually by some employers, and how sometimes we've had to evacuate them, not through the general COVID evacuation, but in some individual cases. A lot of them came from Lebanon during the evacuation. Many also came from the UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait. And I believe they're here. But as government, what we need to do, because I'm not sure whether the banning has cured the problem, because what it has done is now they go underground and they're doing it quietly in our communities. And so you can't hold anybody responsible, because when they come to the embassy and you ask them, Who is your agent? Who recruited you? Well, they've taken away their passport. They've taken months and probably sometimes 2 years rent. I'm sorry, not rent, their salaries, wages. They don't know the name. Oh, Baba Alaji or something. Well, in, say, some village, everybody could be called Baba Alaji. So I'm not sure whether they're banned. I think we should go back to registering these agents to ensure that they are accountable, number one. Number two, it is important, like other countries have done, that we have formal agreements. We've done that with the UAE and we've done that with Qatar. That we have these formal arrangements where we regulate, we know who is going, for how many years. At the end of 2 years, they are due leave to come, and if they want to go back, they go back. Other countries have done that, and it's working. We have signed an agreement with the UAE, and what is left is for both sides to sit down and operationalize it. But I suggest that we have these arrangements with all the countries where these young people are received. However, I want to use this opportunity to tell them, and I know I'll get into trouble because that's the last time I said, please, please, if it is possible, stay and let these things be regularized before you leave. But most of them want to travel because they are told that when they go there, it's better than Ghana. Some sell their businesses, hairdressing salons, barbering salons, and they go there only to be disappointed. Now they don't go through the airports again because we are collaborating with the Interior Ministry, with the Gender Ministry, and Employment Ministry. And so some of them are stopped at the airport. Now they don't. They use the land borders and go and get their flights from neighboring countries. So that's what I want to say about it.